The 2021 Chevrolet Trax, which as you can see, comes with remote start. Trax is available in two trims, the LS and the LT. This also has the optional all-wheel drive system. Got the roof rails there. And checking out the trunk, as you can see, it opens up nice and high. At least you have cargo space here. Spare tire kit. And then the back seats also fold down, which I'll show in a sec. Start at the back here, you do have some storage down there, a little bit of extra storage there. It's all plastic, although this portion is rubberized, so not exactly soft, but at least it feels all right. Chrome handle. Then looking here at the back seats, very interesting. You basically have a combination of leatherette with some nice sort of yellow orangish tint stitching, as well as some cloth here in the middle with a nice pattern, as you can see. It's quite a nice design touch. As you can also see, when no one's in the back seats, you can have the headrest down like this to allow for better rear visibility. But when you have a rear passenger, that simply goes up like that and allows rear passengers easy access. Getting into the back here, I have the seat adjusted to where I'm at. I am 5'7". I have maybe 2 inches of legroom, but headroom is very, very generous. This is a very tall vehicle. And sadly, the 2024 Trax is going to be several inches lower than this. So if you're very tall, you're better off going for the current model than the new one that's coming out soon. But as for me, I have probably 4 inches of headroom, and like I said, legroom is pretty good. And then you also get yourself a little armrest with cup holders, so that is quite nice. And again, I like the combo of leatherette and cloth. Coming up to the driver's side, the door opens out nice and wide. You have the same plastic and sort of rubberized armrest here that is ever so slightly padded. Power everything right there, more storage. Coming to the driver's seat, it is manual, but you do have power lumbar right there, as well as manual height adjustment. So you can get a decently comfortable driving position. It's not the best, but it's decent. And you can see here, again, the nice combination of cloth in the middle and then stitched leatherette material on the sides. Little storage right there, headlight controls. Since this is a subcompact SUV, you do have that taller ride height, and it means getting in is very easy. On the wheel here, you have your cruise control, as well as your radio controls. And coming here is your Chevrolet infotainment system. Very easy to use. It's basically just those 2 menus. And it does come with Apple CarPlay, which I've used that many times while having this vehicle. Long story short, this is a rental car I've had for a month now because my truck got into an accident that I more or less caused. But regardless, I've had this car for a month now. So I can say with certainty this is a very nice system to use. Very easy. Good graphics. Decently fast. As you can see, you can change various settings, as you can see. So again, very easy system to use. I quite like it. And you also have physical buttons here as well to get you to your home screen. Volume knob there. Go through your radio stations, and that's for your Bluetooth phone if you have one. And then you have your hazards there, and climate control, and very easy to use climate controls with air conditioning, of course. And then down below you have 2 USB ports, which allows you to use your Apple CarPlay. And then you also have an aux jack as well as a power outlet. 6-speed automatic transmission with manual shiftability via the plus and minus there. You can see there. There we go. See M. Then speaking of that center display, it's controlled by this little scroll knob here, so you can look at your speed, your trip computers, range, fuel economy, that sort of thing. And if you hit menu, it switches between trip and vehicle, where it tells you things like your oil life and tire pressure. So quite a nice little system. And the gauges themselves look pretty nice too. So it's a nice combo of both traditional gauges as well as electronic gauges. So like I said, as you can see there, your fuel is electronic, and then you have a traditional speedometer and tachometer. It is a tilt and telescope steering wheel, which for me personally, I have to have the wheel all the way back and all the way down in order to drive the vehicle. I wish the steering wheel came out a little bit further, because the way it is, my legs are a little bit cramped. It's not bad, but they are a bit cramped. So if you're very tall, you know, your legs might, if you're very tall, your legs are going to be kind of cramped unless you have to see all the way back, in which case you're going to be somewhat far from the steering wheel. So it's not the best driving position, but you know, it's totally acceptable, especially for something this cheap. Got some storage there, got your e-brake, and then right in there you got cup holders and a little bit of storage for the back passengers. You also have an armrest here, which does fold up if you'd like. Nice and padded. Then you have your individual light controls here. Okay. Let's check out the hood. See a view of your mirrors there. And then on the upper, I believe LT trims, you do get this LED strip for daytime running lights. And under the hood, you do have a turbocharged 1.4 liter engine. It makes around 138 horsepower. As I'll show in the driving clip in a little bit, it gets the job done, although it's definitely not fast. It's not really that peppy either. The turbo is definitely for fuel economy, which is all right. I've been averaging about 24 miles per gallon, but that's because you do have to push this thing pretty hard. But if you're much more easy on the throttle, you can easily get 30 plus miles per gallon out of it. All right, and that about wraps it up here. Real quick look at the passenger side. You have no lumbar or height adjustment for the passenger seat. See an overview of your stitching. Got your okay glove box. It is nicely damped. And as you can see, one thing I do like is that even though this is a very cheap SUV, you do got this nice padded stitch section on the dash. So it starts all the way left of the speedo cluster, comes down here, and to a nice portion here just below the airbags. That's pretty nice. And even this dash up here, it's a nice rubberized material. So the build quality is actually quite good. Even though this is a cheap subcompact SUV, like $22,000 base price, this thing is reasonably well made. So I do like that. Even though this is, you know, legit a rental car, because it is, it definitely doesn't feel like a rental. And another view of the back, in which, very interesting, you have a wire mesh back pocket here, but over here you have a traditional back pocket, so that's pretty interesting. And then to fold down the rear seats, you do just grip that lever there. Oh, actually, you actually have to, it's actually a two-step process. Forgot. First, you have to grab this strap here. That lifts up this bottom cushion, and then you can grab that. And then obviously move the seatbelt back, and your back seat is down. As you can see, it's an even load floor. So this is quite utilitarian. So I quite like that. And then putting up is quite easy. Just that locks into place. Then you just have to make sure you got the seatbelt. Maneuver the seatbelt right, and then this just kind of slides on back. Kind of need to do this with two hands, but I'll try. There we go. It just goes back like that, and you're all set. So anyway, thank you for watching my video on the 2021 Chevrolet Trax. There's also a Buick Cousin, the Buick Encore, and these are pretty nice vehicles. As far as driving the Trax is concerned, it drives quite nice. For a subcompact SUV, it's pretty quiet inside. You only hear occasional engine roar. It's also better controlled over bumps than you would expect. Very easy to drive. It's not exciting. Acceleration is quite lackluster. Transmission sometimes hesitates to shift quickly enough, but it just drives nicely. Goes around corners okay.